Do you have more right to walk?
Yeah, so don't worry, you feel like you don't break Yeah, alright, just tell me your name and where we are, just set you that.
Okay, I am Zaina Iman and we are at Pendleton Police Station in Salford.
Alright then, so we come along today because there's a protest. You feel like things aren't changing. So what's it all about? Why do you think?
So it was my experience that initiated the bird review. Following the bird review, it's been over 44 months I've been pursuing Greater Manchester Police and navigating the police complaint system. And despite that, there's been zero accountability and my footage is nowhere to see. Still 4.5 hours worth of evidential footage missing. And in the meantime, for me, we've got predatory officers still serving. So this event is to highlight that when you're navigating a police complaint system, it's not fit for purpose. It's a case mates investigating mates. You know, you navigate the system from A to Z and you end up in the same position as you were. So despite waiving my rights to anonymity, despite having the extensive media coverage, despite having the bird review, I'm actually in a worse position now than I've ever been. Because what started as organisational failures with Greater Manchester Police have now become systematic failures. And for me, it's already happened to me. I'm concerned about people in Salford. So what I'm here today was one, to change the narrative for myself, to know that I did something positive after things went very wrong here for me in 2021, but also to raise awareness in Salford that this is happening on your doorstep. So we're hoping to get a lot more people in now, but I'm not the only victim that's not had their voices heard. So, and I know how difficult it was for me when I was pursuing Greater Manchester Police to get my voice heard. This is about giving other victims a platform. One, to network so they're not alone. It's a very, very lonely process. It's a very intimidating process as well. But also to help them make connections and get their voices heard and their stories heard. We've got a number of live streamers here and we're expecting 7 million views.
And why do you say that since the bird review, which did highlight the mistakes of all these victims, Greater Manchester Police is right, this is a moment to change things. Why do you and other people here feel things haven't changed?
Well, Greater Manchester Police are heavily influencing the IOBC investigation. The entire IOBC investigation is based on GMP's referrals. I've mentioned 10 areas of areas that show criminality and they refuse and point blank to investigate them. So the IOBC, for me, are investigating based on what the perpetrators of the crime have told them to investigate. They've completely ignored me and bylined me, completely sidelined me in all the processes. And I'm not happy with the narrative that's been pushed in the public domain, that they're doing a thorough investigation. I'm the victim and people need to ask me. They're not investigating, it's not a thorough investigation, and it certainly isn't independent.
And beyond your case, talking more generally from what you've heard from other people, what is there experience of other people as well that think that changed?
So obviously the most historical case is back to 1984. Mine happened in 2021. So we've got Hats from Women Against Rape, the Manchester branch, coming to tell us that it's still happening now. There's still officers abusing powers. I've got nothing against about the police organisation or the police institution when it's doing its job right. My issue is that Greater Manchester Police are not doing their job right. Still experiencing gaslighting, the stonewalling, the discrediting attempts, the putting out false information or misleading information, and 44 months to release footage when you claim you're innocent. Why? They're claiming they're innocent, but it's taken them over 45 months to release footage. I'm saying they're guilty and they won't give me that footage. Do you know what I mean? Why would I ask for the footage? They've been nothing wrong. Do you know what I mean?
And what change do you want to see in the culture?
I want predatory officers out of the police force. obviously mine went beyond the strip search, but the other cases they were conducting unnecessary strip searches. That's predatory behaviour. If you're strip searching people and there was no grounds to do so, you're a sex offender, in my opinion. And I don't believe women employed and men employed are safe when you've got those sorts of officers in this station right now. You know what I mean? I mean, I did ask Greater Manchester Police to send a representative. As you can see, they've not sent one. They clearly don't care.
I would have gone. I mean, I've been to about 7.
Just stay there for a second.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Brexit Brian. I'm outside Pendleton Police Station, Salford, Manchester, Greater Manchester. We are campaigning on behalf of Zena Innerman, who has had a terrible time with Greater Manchester Police, where she alleges gross misconduct by them in regards to sexual assault, etc. She's been pushing to have her case dealt with by them, but mysteriously 4.5 hours of CCTV footage has disappeared. You know, typical, isn't it? This footage always disappears when you need it most. Anyway, we're outside Pendleton Police Station, and I estimate there's about 30 of us, loads of filmers, loads of YouTubers, the business. There's Jimmy the Hat there, he's a well-known figure, isn't he? There's Big John Lawrence, there's Street Mike, who's been very prominent in organising this.
I'm at a demo.
Street Light was just a vehicle
I'll phone you later. I'll phone
that
you in the
has
morning.
helped Zena, but it's Zena the person who's done all of this for herself. Nothing to do with me.
Well said, mate. He's a modest fella, isn't he, that bloke, eh?
Modesty's a great thing.
I've got to be kind to him. He's twice my size.
I love you too.
Yeah. Are you an organiser or something to do with this?
Friend of Zena's, yeah.
Right, right.
A friend since this has been going on.
Yeah.
Can you not tell them what you told me about Jones?
Yeah, so Ricky Jones, it was my crime report that led to his arrest, I'm proud to say. Because everybody was saying, oh, he should be arrested, or tagging the police in. Well, it doesn't work like that. You have to actually make a formal complaint, crime report, and it was my crime report that led to him being arrested.
Oh, blimey.
That's good.
That is good.
Brian, remember what Maxine said is crime report. You need to do these crime reports.
do it
No use
formally.
tagging or anything on Twitter. It's got to be done like formally.
Yeah.
Then there's got to be something done about it then.
So you made a crime
I made a
report
crime
about
report.
that Ricky Jones,
Yeah, yeah,
and they followed it up.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure. I knew he'd been arrested, but wasn't sure whether it was because of my crime report or not.
Yeah.
But I followed the crime report up, and they confirmed that it was my crime report that led to his
Yeah,
arrest.
blimey, ain't you a bit worried they might have a go at you?
No, I'm not bothered.
No, we'll be hackers. What for? What for?
Twisted Cheese, Twisted Cheese, the one
Yeah.
that threatened Tommy Robinson.
Yeah.
My crime report again.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Oh, blimey.
I'm really proud of it. And I've got 8 more crime reports.
Yeah, what's your first name?
Maxine.
Maxine. Well, bloody hell, what a
Brian,
pleasure.
you're well impressed, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm well impressed. Anybody that gets that Ricky Jones arrested is a saint in my
Honestly,
view.
we're going to court. I'll be there at his court appearance.
You're going to be down there, are you, John?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what you've got to do. Make sure you spread their word. That no good just tagging people in. Make a formal crime report and follow it up. That's what you've got to do.
So
I've got 8 more ongoing.
So the story out of this is to make a crime report, a formal crime report.
Yeah.
So how do you make a formal crime
do it online
report?
dead easy. You just do it online dead easy. So the force, you can either do it to your own force and then they'll pass it to the suspect's force, or you can do it to the suspect's force.
Yeah, are police forces obliged to respond to formal crime reports?
Yes, and they don't always, but then you follow it up. And what I do, I've got loads of audio recordings where I followed the crime reports up and they're trying to fob me off. But it's quite clear that they're trying to fob me off. I've got Nick Lowell's ongoing at the moment.
Oh, everybody, Nick Lowell's of Hope Not Hate. Hey, let's get him.
My crime report against him is ongoing, but it's between the Met and GMP. Now, to be fair to the Met, they've been quite good, but GMP all GMP has got to do, because I've reported it, is to confirm the suspect's home address. So the Met have said to me, once we've got that from GMP, we will take it on, we will be taking it on. But it's GMP that's giving me the runaround just regarding that little bit. But I've been away for a week and I've had to neglect it, but then this coming up. But
Maxine, you got my number.
Yeah.
If you need any help, anything, any kind of help.
Okay, well, I was wondering how many people would turn up for this, you know, because you never know, do you? But actually, the response is really quite good. There's a lot of well-known YouTubers and people, of influence, which is great. Yeah, there's Chris. There's Chris from Patriots of Britain.
Anyway, respect there. We're on the same page, mate.
Hello, I've just had somebody.
And they try
There's Jimmy the Hat.
Nick Buckley.
Hello, Nick.
He ran for Mayor and Crime Commissioner.
The last time I saw Nick was outside that university that time. Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When all them Palestinians. Oh dear.
Is Billy coming?
I believe
He is. He's on his way. He's on his way.
Yeah.
Because you've done a lot with Billy, haven't you?
I'm friends with Billy, but I'm not coming today.
Yeah. So you.
No, but you've done a lot with the
Yeah,
Rochdale
I
stuff.
have.
Yeah. So you were a candidate for.
Mayor and Crime Commissioner. Yeah.
Right.
Against Andy Burnham.
So you're very informed about stuff that's going on and.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I've interviewed Zaina.
Have you got anything to say about her circumstances?
If you had told me this 10 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. And I said that to Zainab. I wouldn't have believed the story 10 years ago. I would have thought she was mentally ill. But over the last 10 years, I've seen the incompetence throughout the country. I've seen the incompetence in all our organisations that we pay for. Nothing works anymore in the UK. Nothing works. And I was involved with GMP. I used to work for Manchester Council, and I was based in police stations. I was one of the first person to buy GMP cameras, body-worn cameras. And it was a test at the time, and we got those cameras, and these police stations have cameras for one reason. It's not to protect you or me, it's to protect the officers from false allegations. How they can allow footage to go missing and be corrupted is astounding. That footage is there to protect them, and there's only one answer if footage goes missing. There's only one, well, there's two answers. One's incompetence, which it may be, but in which case I want people fired, because we can't have those incompetent officers working. But the main reason, it looks like someone's trying to hide something. So either way, people need to lose their jobs. And we don't sack anyone in the public sector anymore now. You can do whatever you want and be as competent or corrupt as you want. No one is sacked, no one's held accountable, no one's boss is pulled over the coals. It's everyone just stays quiet and just a big cover-up. We've seen it with the blood scandal, we've seen it with the post office master scandal, we've seen it with the grooming gang scandal. When are we going to start sacking people we employ through the civil service and the councils and the government? When are we going to demand people get sacked? Because it's not good enough. They work for us, but yet they're incompetent, they're corrupt. Some of them are violent criminals. We need to do better. We need to hold our politicians to account better. We need to vote out the ones that don't do anything, and we need to get a better class of politicians. Who they are, I don't know. I'd like to think I would be one of them, but I don't know. But it can't go on the way it's going on, and we need the people here today are the first step on this. Because if we don't care and we don't try to do something better, then nothing will ever improve. So it may seem an impossible task, but it only seems that way. The people will eventually get what they want, because we always have done.
Well, thank you very much, Nick. I'm very impressed by your enthusiasm and your determination to get this sort of thing sorted.
We need to.
And best of luck in your next attempt at...
If it's not Zaina, then it's me and you. It's our grandchildren who've been abused. It's you the arrest for some trumped-up charges. It's my mummy goes to the NHS with failing doctors. It's affecting all of us, all our communities, all our families. And that's why we need to sort this out. It can't go on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, that's Nick Buckley. He stood for Mayor in Greater Manchester.
Where you were going to hold a protest outside of the station. For those who will be watching this, can you explain exactly why we are outside of Pendleton police station with so many victims?
February 2021, I had a very different experience at this station. I was drugged and sexually assaulted during my 40 hours in this building behind me, which is Pendleton Police Station, Greater Manchester Police. Over 44 months later, sex offenders are still serving for Greater Manchester Police. Not only are sex offenders still serving for Greater Manchester Police, 4.5 hours worth of evidential footage is still missing. Now my issue is, yes, I've had media coverage on my case, but this is where people need to be aware. The locals need to be aware that there is still sex offenders serving and they're still in that building, do you know what I mean? And it's not safe. It's not safe for women, it's not safe for girls, it's not safe for men, and it's not safe for women. A lot of people here have had their own lived experiences, and I know how hard it was to be believed, two, to get my voice heard. So I wanted to do an event that other victims got to have their voices heard without having to go through the absolute nightmare that I've gone through.
What do you mean that sex offenders are still in this building behind you? Elaborate for those who
maybe
do
not
know.
in the building behind me. They could be on shift, they might not be on shift. So my point is, sex offenders have no place in Great Britain, British policing, especially not in Greater Manchester. Like, I was drugged and sexually assaulted. I left that station behind me with rectal and vaginal bleeding. Like, it wasn't me that reported rape, it was the hospital that reported it. 44 months later, there's been absolutely no accountability. If there's been no accountability, do you really think I'm the only victim? You had 1984, the Jackie Berkeley case. Yeah? 2021, you had my case. The alleged officer who raped this woman was assigned to my case in 2021. 45 years service he's had with Greater Manchester Police. Do you think she's the only one? Do you think I'm the only one when them officers are still serving? No, because I believe they're still serving and they're still abusing, and if they're still serving, they're going to continue to abuse.
But why do you believe, Zainab, that nothing, I'll rephrase that, not much has happened in your case?
Well, how can any police force admit that they're raping people in custody cells? How?
Tell us more about the CCTV that you obtained after making a subject access request. Tell us more about that, and also tell us more about the missing 4.5 hours.
This happened in February 2021, and the same month I made a request for footage. Greater Manchester Police are misleading the public, and they have put false press releases out saying that it's only 2 hours worth of footage that's missing. It's not, it's a total of 4.5 hours worth of footage missing. There's an hour from my house missing. I arrived at the station at 2:19 in the car park at 2:19. The first time I was in the cell was at 3:26. In the van, I'm bouncing off the walls high. In the cell, I'm lifeless. Do you know what I mean? Where's that hour? I do believe I was abusing that hour, but I've never made allegations for that hour because I have no memory recall for that period. So, and then there's the 2 hours from the cell missing, 10 a.m. on day 1, 1 p.m. on day 2, and my departure footage is just as important because like I said, I left that station bleeding from places I should not have been bleeding. You know?
Why do you believe that footage is missing, footage is corrupt? What kind of excuses?
Because it proves my allegation. They're protecting sex offenders. If they were to release that footage, right, they'd look guilty of sin. I mean, I made a request to Greater Manchester Police. I said, I would like a representative here. Do you see a Greater Manchester Police representative here?
So it's Brexit Brian outside Pendleton Police Station, Salford. We're supporting Zena in her campaign for
Why they're
justice.
saying that there's 2 hours missing
Please
when it's
share.
4.5
Please
hours.
share.
How do they do that?
And what would you like to achieve from the protest that is taking place here today?
To be honest, I wouldn't call it a protest because it's peaceful. It's
yeah.
more of a live streaming
The
event.
gathering, yeah.
It's a gathering, it's a live streaming event because I want to reach as many people as I can, not just for me, but for other victims that want to have their voices heard as well. And as the day progresses, we have got more people coming. I mean, we've got an organisation called Women Against Rape that are coming, a woman called Tar, and they not only helped the 1984 case, but they helped me in the early days in 2021. And they will tell you that there's sex offenders in the police force even right now. You know, this is an organisation. But like I said, I've got nothing to hide. I'm outside the place where I was abused. My abusers can't even be bothered coming out. Why? What have you got to hide? I'll openly have a discussion with you. No.
You have sent me CCTV evidence to back up what you're saying. You have also sent me other documentary evidence to support what you're saying.
I mean, end of September, I released additional footage in the Mail Online, and that footage contains a few seconds of every hour I was in custody. When I'm bleeding.
So Brexit Brian reporting to you from
You know, they didn't even look that. They didn't even look that.
Salford.
They falsified officers' names. Yeah. They put false press releases out. The line about, they even like that I wasn't strip search. Everybody here seen my strip search really. How can you say I wasn't strip search? They're saying that they haven't deliberately withheld my footage. My entire fight with Greater Manchester Police has been to get the footage. It has got nothing to do with the allegations. It's all to do with the footage. That's all I want.
I believe you've also been in contact with the mayor of this great city. What has been the outcome?
The outcome. So I've met Andy Burnham, the mayor and police and crimes commissioner 4 times. And when I say the man's a compulsive liar, he's a compulsive liar. I've got audio recording of him, which is authorised, where he's offered to open up other avenues for me because he has admitted that the IOPC are not investigating properly. Not delivered. He's known about my case since 2021. He's known about this lady's rapist since 2021. Nothing's been done.
We talk about outcomes. Quite often, all of us live streamers, we get invited to events. We come outside of a police station in London, and it's just a protest on that day. What do you want to be the outcomes from today? What do you want Andy Burnham to be doing? You know, you and I spoke during the week.
I want the police complaints bodies to stop protecting sex offenders. This is going to happen again.
And what do you want to happen? Say, for example, someone watching this, just imagine someone wants to come forward
so like I said,
with evidence.
rationally thinking.
No, hold on. Let me finish. You know me. Say someone wants to come forward with crucial evidence that may help and support you. Who can they contact?
I'm going to be honest. Every officer that was on shift during my 40 hours with Greater Manchester Police knew what was happening. I was screaming and nobody was coming, you know? Everybody knew what was happening and not a single officer intervened, you know? There'll be somebody in there that will have a guilty conscience. All they need to do is either contact me directly anonymously, right? You know, there's ways and means to get in touch with somebody, or get in touch with one of the media outlets, and the one that I would say is probably Elizabeth Haig, who did my Mail Online article. And the reason why I say Elizabeth Haig is because she herself was a rape victim, so she did the article based on how I wanted the article to be, not how they wanted to put it out. So
And final question, yesterday...
Can I just also make one more request?
No problem.
Like I said, the earliest cell rape case that we know about is 1984. Then you know mine, 2021. I know how hard it was to get my voice heard. We're not the only ones. So if there's anybody out there that has been sexually assaulted by the police force behind me, please get in touch. I've got journalists waiting to cover your case, and we can stop this together. You can be anonymous if you want. I know I'm not the only person. I'm literally, by speaking out, I've actually put a target on my head. I'm taking on the second biggest police force in England. Do you know what I mean? I don't care though, because I know I'm not lying. Right, I'm stood here, the place where I was abused, and them dickheads behind me are hiding. Why? Who's got something to hide? I haven't. Who's hiding the footage? Not me.
Do you know something? When you came to see me 13 days ago down at Speaker's Corner, it was hard to believe what you were saying. It was hard to conceptualise that our protectors...
I've got a former chief superintendent for Greater Manchester Police who backs my allegations.
I know he does. And when I saw that, I thought, this young lady, what she's saying is truthful, it's believable, and you are coming across with the greatest integrity. And even yesterday, when I saw that an officer in this great city was convicted of something dodgy, is there not a culture in this great city?
Just so you know, right, I've got another GMP officer here, another former GMP officer here, Rick Pendleton. So if I was lying, would two former Greater Manchester police officers back me? No, they wouldn't. And the reason you've not got currently serving GMP officers is because if they speak out, they get pounded for being a whistleblower. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so it's Brexit Brian. I'm outside Pendleton Police Station, Salford, Greater Manchester. We have come here to film the campaigner against sexual violence and police reform campaigner. She's given a very interesting talk. I managed to interview Nick Buckley, the former candidate for mayor. I'm looking forward to reviewing this footage at some point, but please share my footage. That's what it's all about. It's about sharing the footage and making people aware. I'm really pleased that so many top sort of people have come out here today to support her, because you never know at events like this who's going to turn up. It's nice to see Jimmy the Hat here, Big John Lawrence, Street Mike, and many others. God bless you now. Brexit Brian loves you, and I will be on next for the big one next week, 26th of October. Please share. Bye now.